The secret world of lilies. What do this pungent onion and this stunning lily have in common? Believe it or not, they're cousins. Today, we are diving into the Liliaceae family. A group of plants that feeds us, heals us, and occasionally tries to poison the rats in the basement. Where in the world? Distribution? First off, where do these guys live? While you can find them globally, they have a favorite spot. They love the northern hemisphere, specifically dry, temperate, and subtropical regions. Whether it's a mountain peak or a forest floor, they've adapted to almost everywhere. The shapeshifters, habit and habitat. Liliaceae members are the ultimate survivalists. Most are perennial herbs, meaning they come back year after year thanks to underground storage lockers. We call these rhizomes or bulbs. The look. Climbers. Some use stipular tendrils to hitchhike up other plants, like smilax. Succulents. Some are thick and juicy, like aloe. Under the microscope, vegetative features. Let's get technical, but keep it snappy. If you were to dig one up, here's what you'd see. Roots. Mostly fibrous, but check out asparagus. Its roots are tuberous and swollen. Stems. They can be solid, hollow, fistula, or even hidden underground as bulbs, onion, or corms. Leaves. Usually alternate with parallel venation. Pro tip: if you see reticulate, net-like, venation, you are likely looking at smilax or trillium. They like to break the rules. If we are going to talk about the Liliaceae family, we have to talk about the rule of 3. Their flowers are masterpieces of mathematical symmetry. The blueprint, Floral Formula. If you want to identify a member of this family, you don't look at the leaves. You look at the math. Most Liliaceae flowers are trimerous, meaning everything comes in multiples of 3. The inflorescence, the social group. Liliaceae flowers don't always hang out alone. They have different, squad, formations. Simple raceme. Like a ladder of flowers, Lilium. Umbel. Think of an umbrella shape. This is classic for onions, Allium. Solitary. Some are loners, like the tulip, where one single, giant flower sits at the top. The Perianth, the Tepal, takeover. Here's a botanical curveball. In many flowers, you have green sepals and colorful petals. In Liliaceae, they look exactly the same. We call these tepals. The count. There are 6 tepals, arranged in 2 rings, whorls, of 3. The look, usually petaloid, bright and showy. The connection, they can be free, apotepalous, or fused into a tube like in aloe, Tepals. The andrecium, the male parts. Peek inside, and you'll see the stamens. Again, count with me, 3 plus 3 equals 6. Position, they sit right in front of the tepals, sometimes even attached to them, which we call epitepalous. The anthers, they are dithecous, two-chambered, and can be versatile, meaning they swing freely in the wind to drop pollen on visiting insects. The gynoecium, the female core. At the very center is the ovary. This is the superior, part of the flower, literally. Structure, it's tricarpellary, 3 fused carpels, and syncarpous. The interior, if you sliced it open, you'd see 3 rooms, trilocular, with rows of seeds attached to the center, axile placentation. Secret weapon, most have nectar-secreting glands in the ovary to bribe bees and butterflies into pollinating them. Pollination and fruit. Because these flowers are so showy and sweet, they are mostly entomophilous, pollinated by insects. Once the party is over, they turn into a capsule, dry and splitting, or a juicy berry, like in asparagus or smilax. Cash, food, and poison. Economic importance. Why should you care about this family? Because your kitchen and medicine cabinet depend on them. The grocery store. Onion, allium cepa, garlic, and asparagus. The pharmacy. Aloe vera for burns and asparagus racemoses as a tonic. The dark side. Erginia and Scilla are used to make rat poison. The beauty. Tulipa and Lilium drive a multi-billion-dollar global floriculture industry. So, the next time you are eating garlic bread or smelling a lily, remember, you are interacting with one of the most diverse plant families on Earth. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more botanical deep dives. See ya in the next one.